Good morning, guys. Dan here. Hope everybody's doing well as always. And in today's video, I wanted to actually just discuss internal fortitude. So the internal fortitude, what the grit that you have inside you as an entrepreneur or an entrepreneur in the making. Now, what brought this video about, like most times, is just an experience or something that I've seen or read in my everyday life, and it just got me thinking about it, right? And in this case, it was another entrepreneurial woman who is quite successful, who's connected to me on Facebook, and she was saying that before she obtained her success, she really struggled, right? She really struggled, like we all do. We struggle to get success. We don't know why things are not working. We're working very hard at it. We're putting every spare second and cent into our businesses, and they're just not happening for us. And she said what she did was just step back from it all and work on herself, right? And you hear this stuff all the time, and it's really difficult to accept it, right? The mindset side of business, to accept it as truth when you haven't yet succeeded, because in your opinion, you're like, I don't have time to work on my mindset. I'm already good. I'm putting in the work. Why is this not working, right? But the truth is, and that's not everyone's opinion, of course, guys, but for most new entrepreneurs, that's the sort of state of mind frame that they sit in. And really, it's actually that mind frame is the reason why they do not succeed, or they take a lot longer to succeed, or they just work around the clock and never quite get there. So what happened when I read this, it just brought back memories of my journey, right? And guys, the truth is, I'm a human being, and my mindset goes stale all the time, right? Everyone's does. Nobody's perfect. You look at David Goggins, who runs around saying, get hard, right? And he's a top guy, and his mindset stuff is top notch. But he's not always hard. David Goggins is a human being, and he has his soft moments. He breaks here and there. Small little fractures in the shell, right? And this happens to me all the time. I have days, sometimes weeks, where I go really stale, and I just can't bring myself back into that mind frame of abundance, right? And gratitude and all of those things that push us and propel us into success. And I'll actually tell you a story, a very specific story. It was for one of my businesses, and I actually had a full month-long stale period, right? Everybody who watches me often knows that I've been an entrepreneur for 25 years. A lot longer than that, actually, but a real serious business person for 25 years. So I've had many different businesses and many stale moments in my career. And many times where I've felt sorry for myself. Why am I not succeeding? All the things that I just said that a lot of new entrepreneurs think to themselves every single day. And I had a full month where I just made nothing, right? Absolutely no money at all. And I'm thinking, why? I was going so well. Like, I wasn't making tons of money, but I was, making enough, right? And this is a business on top of my KDP business. So I always was lucky. It's not lucky, it's by design, right? That I built my Kindle direct publishing business with public domain books. So I always had an income, no matter what, right? So that was by design, and that was a business which is why I teach that, by the way, guys, because it is the backup of all backups. If you want to go out and explore other different business models and things after you've built your PD, public domain business, then you have the ability to do so, because you're getting a check at the end of that month, regardless of the risks you take. But anyway, I'm sitting there in this business and not making money. And I just started to realize I'm down. I'm just really down. I'm beat. I don't want to be doing it anymore. I'm just sick of it. Like, the struggle every day, And what I actually realized is it's not the actions that I was putting into the business. It's how I was approaching those actions mentally, right? So what I actually did was I just switched everything off. Excuse me. Everything completely off. I switched all outside influences in my life off. The computer went off. The internet went off, right? Friends and family went off. Just everything went off. I solicited the help of 2 coaches, right? Because I knew that one would give me certain business skills, right? Like you're consistently learning. I've been in business for a long time, and I had an idea of what direction I wanted to take that business, but I needed some help with it, right? And then I solicited a second coach who was a tough as nails mindset coach. And all I did, that's the floods, guys, because we're having floods here in Australia. All I did for the next whole 4 weeks, right, is listen to those guys. That's it. And also, of course, I would implement what they were teaching me. So like the tough as nails mindset guy, he talks a hell of a lot about physical fitness and pushing yourself physically to be able to increase that mental fortitude. Similar to David Goggins, right? He goes out and he just smashes his body every day, no matter how he feels. He wakes up at a certain time every day. And so that's what I started doing. I started waking up at a certain time. He didn't teach cold showers. He thought it was crap, but I took them anyway because it was that little bit of adversity, that self-inflicting adversity, right? And I'd be waking up, I think it was about 5 a.m., if I recall right, every day, inflicting cold showers on myself. That does, it does have health benefits too, but it's more to me about the mind frame that it puts me in, getting ready for that cold water and just going, all right, here it comes, and just doing it anyway, even though it's totally uncomfortable and it's freezing outside already. And yeah, I was really just reading specific materials, meditating in the afternoons, and in the mornings, this was a big one for me. In the mornings, this is what pulled me through the day. I would actually really try to feel what I'm feeling, right? And I found that every time I would do it, I would be brought to tears. And it's because I was just broke after all these years of success and struggle, that every time I would actually dig deep to feel what I'm feeling, I would want to cry, right? And so I had to actually figure I still feel that way, right? Nothing changed in that respect because I've been through the ringer, and the only thing that has changed is the way that I think about that scenario, right? So I started to use that as a power push, a power play, being able to tap into emotions that are so strong that you actually want to break down and cry. That is powerful. If you can take that emotion and make it carry you through the day, whenever you start feeling like, I don't want to do this, or procrastinating, and you allow that emotion to flood in, when you feel so sad and in despair at that time, you're capable of anything. And all of the little things like procrastination no longer matter at all, right? And so that was a very powerful little thing that my coach taught me. And if you can truly tap into those deep emotions, that pain, it's more powerful than any motivation, right? It's just insane. So that's what I did. And guys, so what was the outcome of all this? Switched off for a month, only listened to 2 coaches, no internet, no friends and family, no outside influences whatsoever. Got in touch truly with my broken emotions, right? And allowed that to become a strength instead of a burden. I did all of the training, exercise, afternoon meditations, all of this stuff, right? I felt amazing. I felt so strong, so powerful. And I was at that moment, right? So after a month, I switched back on that business, that specific business. And within 6 days, I made $20,000. All right. I know to some of the entrepreneurs on my profile here, that's not much, right? $20,000. To some people, it's life changing, right? It's all perspective. I couldn't believe it. This was the first time. This was a long time ago, guys. This was a long time ago, so I can't even remember what the business was, right? But that's the moment that I had crystal clear clarity, and I never went back from it. What you feel, what you think, the way your body feels, your actions, your self-talk, all of this stuff is directly related to the result you will get from your actions. And if you are not working on this, right, you can succeed, but it's gonna be tough. You're going to hurt a hell of a lot, and you're not going to know how to use that pain to propel yourself forward because you don't put any stock in mindset. You just don't believe it, or you just believe that taking the physical actions is more important than working on yourself, when it's clearly not. Why would there be so many people around the world, talking about videos exactly like I am today? Because they've all had personal experience with this, such as I have as well. Now, any one of you today can switch everything off for a month, do the things I did, right? Come back in and make 20 grand in 6 days. I'm not special. I'm not different to you. I am a human being, right? Okay, I had some experience with business, but at that stage, this was really early in my publishing career. So I was just making rent money, right, with my publishing career. I'm trying to think what that business was. It was a bricks and mortar business. It was a business that was in the real world. It wasn't online. I can't remember, guys, but I do remember the story because it made such an impact on me that for the next 10 years from that point, would have been maybe 8 years from that point, which brings us to today. Every time I start losing, because I lose all the time, and when I start seeing consistently that I'm losing, most of the time you don't even know it's this, right? You need to watch what's actually happening from your actions, because your actions will tell you, the result of your actions will tell you what you need to work on, right? And so if I see that I'm putting in similar actions to what I've always done that gets me success, but I'm constantly losing, and then I'll stop. I'll actually stop and I'll sit back and I'll say, why? Why am I actually losing right now? And I'll have to do some soul searching. And if I find that I'm starting to fracture, then I'll switch everything off again, right here, right now, today, to fix that. Because even for my students, they would understand that if I needed to go away for a month and come back bigger and better and offer them more than they've ever seen before, they would be happy with that, right? And I would do it no matter what, because I know that I could come back bigger and better. You just need to work on yourself. So I wanted to go through this whole long drawn out story today, because so many people just say, you got to work on your mindset. This is how you do it, right? But they don't tell you why you need to work on your mindset. Your internal fortitude, right? Your internal identity, which is your mindset. This is your self-talk. It is directly in relation to the success level that you will achieve in life. There's no question about that. It is true. It is real. It is legitimate. This is not a scam, guys, right? Mindset is real. Now, there's different kinds of mindset. There's so much woo-woo stuff out there that this is what gives it a bad reputation and a bad name. But when you truly deeply can figure out strategies to look inside of yourself, so deep that it brings tears to your eyes, and when you look in that mirror, you see all of your past mistakes and glories, then that's when mindset can truly help you, propel you forward. And there's also actionable mindset, which is what I teach in the Period Time Publishing program. The guys, obviously, like, I'm huge on this stuff, so I don't just teach how to publish books. I teach actionable mindset, soul-searching mindset. I teach how to run a business, why it actually works, how to measure results, using KPIs and all of this stuff. And then I teach you how to publish. Because without all of that base, that groundwork, your house will crumble. Even if you manage to build it, it will eventually crumble. Now remember, I said I always fracture. So will you. Business is hard. It's difficult. And there's times where you just completely break, and there's other times where you just slightly fracture. But if you're able to have the toolkit at your disposal, which is what's taught in my program, then you can get through anything. And you can prevail. You can have all the glory on the other side. And that's just the truth, guys. So if you wanted to learn stuff like this, obviously there's a billion things out there on YouTube. But if you wanted to learn from me and what my experiences have been, and how I do things and run things on a daily basis, you can come into my publishing program. And not only will you learn all of that stuff that will propel you forward and give you life skills, absolute life skills forever, you will also learn a publishing business that is purely passive income that lasts for generations, right? So it's a win-win situation. That's why I put together this program at such a high level like this, because people devalue what it is I have to offer, and they say, I think it's too expensive, Dan, or this or that. But they're saying this without actually truly knowing what it is they're turning down. They're turning down a better life, something that they all yearn for, but just don't have the right mindset to buy that program and then come in and actually achieve it, you know? So those people are the sort of people that maybe need to take that step back, switch off, and change this. Because you change this, it changes this, it changes this, and it changes, I wish I had some cash lying around, but I don't, but it makes you rich too. Alright guys, that's it from me today. Hope you got something out of this, and if you do want to join our program, or even just have a look at it, just take an afternoon, block out some time and take the webinar. That's where you can start with changing that mindset, right? I don't have an afternoon, Dan, webinar. Who wants to sit down and watch a webinar? Well, anyone who wants to succeed, because I watch webinars all the time, right? And a lot of other high-level entrepreneurs do. I only ever hear that excuse come from people who are not successful. So guys, go out there and watch the webinar. At least give yourself the opportunity to take the knowledge in and know what you're missing out on. All right, I'll talk to you all soon. There'll be a link around the video. Have a good day, guys.